My name is Gavin Evans, and this is a video based on what I want from Arcane Season 2. In this video, we'll have spoilers for Arcane Season 1, so if you haven't seen it, go and watch it, then go watch my other review, then come back and watch this video. And also, just a heads up, I've never touched League of Legends. I don't know anything about it besides from what I've seen from the first season. So, I'm no expert on lore, or I don't know any of that stuff, so everything I'm talking about is based off the first season and the fourth season alone. And I'm definitely excited for the second season. Like, it probably won't come out for a couple of years, which bums me out because I want it now. But as excited as I am for it, I'm also honestly a bit worried. And here's the reason why. The first season is great because it shows that every action has a consequence. And it feels grounded and it's not afraid to kill off characters. And I'm worried that they might backtrack off that a little bit. You know, the season 1 ends with Jinx firing a rocket at the council, implying that everyone is about to be killed. And I don't think there's any way that every single character is about to be killed, but I kind of hope everyone but one person dies in that moment. Like, Victor is the only character to make sense if he survives, because he's been doing those biological experiments with the hex tech. It makes sense. But Jace, you know, I love him as a character, but it doesn't make sense if he survives the blast. And I feel like because he's such a main character, it would have even more emotional weight behind it. And then you've also got Mel, who I think makes sense for her to die. Like, I know people are just like, well, yeah, but she has armor on the back. Yes, but this is apparently, like, the most advanced technologies that exist. Like, that shouldn't protect her. So, I honestly want Mel to die. I like her as a character, but it makes sense. And it also makes sense because her mom's in the picture right now, and it would make sense if she wants to avenge her daughter's death. Victor, you know, I like him as a character. If he dies, I'd be like, that has emotional weight. But I think he's the one that I don't think there's any way he's dying. Caitlyn's mom, I think, will definitely die. 100%, and I think that's going to serve as a big plot point for season 2. And everyone else is dead, 100%. But I just hope they are willing to kill off most of, if not at least some of the main characters. Like Jason Mel, just I feel like those two have to die, and if they don't fully deliver on that, I will be disappointed. You know, I know people are just like, oh, but Gavin, Jace is a big character in the game. Yeah, I don't care. I'm talking about the show, and it makes sense for him to die here. You know, it'd also be very ironic. Like, he created this tech, and he was killed off by it. Now, I will say that I 100% believe that a war is going to come as a result of this attack, and that makes perfect sense. In fact, I look forward to that. I think that is an exciting, thrilling direction to take this second season. I just hope they're still willing to kill off a few of the main characters. I'm also kind of curious to see who takes over from Silco, because Silco's dead, very emotional death. But who's going to take over as, like, the main guy in charge of Zon? Like, is it going to be Savika? Is it going to be Jinx? If it's going to be Jinx, lots of people are going to hate that, and it's going to be chaos. Like, no matter what happens next, like, the Undercity Zone is just going to be a chaotic mess, and I can't wait to see what they do with that. I think Caitlyn's going to be the next sheriff. That makes logical sense, and I think Vi's going to be a part of the Upper City now, which is going to make an interesting direction for that character, because she's always been down under, she's always hated the Upper City, and now she's become one of them, and I think there's going to be some interesting character work there. What else can I say? I do think one thing they're going to do with Jinx is, instead of hearing Gargoyle's and Miles' voices now, I think she's going to have Silco, and his voice is going to be the voice inside of her head, and if that's the case, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that character evolves. I do have a couple worries though. Just based on what I've heard of from the game, I'm worried about Echo developing time powers, because up until this point, with the exception of Jinx at the very end, no one's had powers. It's all weapon based. And if Echo develops time powers, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, maybe they can pull it off super well, but I am a bit worried about that. Just hearing about it. And also, so I don't know how, like, reliable this is, but I know people are talking. Apparently, Vandal is this guy named, like, Wolfbane or Wolfmax or something like that. And if they bring Vandal back, I'm going to be very annoyed, because his death had a huge impact. And not just that, but like he died like 10 years ago, so it wouldn't make sense for them to bring him back. I hope they don't. Like, if they do, I'll be very, very, very disappointed. And I guess I'll mention the main thing that I want to talk about, and that's where I think they're going to take the characters Jinx, Caitlyn, and Vi. Like, okay, have you seen this teaser?
Every way I slice it, if I go after your sister alone, one of us comes back in a box.
I can do this myself. No one else needs to get hurt.
I'm glad it's you. Had to be you.
That's such a badass teaser. Like, just the logo and the voiceover just gives me chills. If I go after her, one of us is going to be coming back in a box. I'll do it. And then you just hear Jinx being like, I'm glad it's you. Whoa, that's so awesome. I got chills. I can't wait. I will say that the direction they should take these characters, and that I think they will, is that Jinx changed at the end of season 1. She accepted her identity as Jinx. She's evil now. She's chosen that path. But Vi hasn't changed at the end of season 1. She's still Vi. She still believes in her sister. She might feel a bit more down about it and a bit more hopeless now, but she hasn't really changed in that regard. So I think that Caitlyn's going to want revenge because Jinx killed her mom, and Vi's going to want to go after her so Caitlyn doesn't kill her. And I think the conflict between the three of them is going to be very interesting. And what I think is going to happen is, I think Jinx is just going to torment the hell out of them and just beat them down time and time again. Vi's going to show strength and keep getting up. And I think the season's going to end with Jinx killing Caitlyn. And that's when Vi gives into her hatred of Jinx. And she's going to be furious and she's going to try to kill her. And season 3 is going to be like all-out war between Jinx and Vi. And if that's the direction they take, I love it. Like, that sounds incredible, and I hope they do take it that way. If they don't take it that way, I'm still confident that they'll take those characters in an interesting way. Look, I'm just beyond excited for season 2. Season 1 was my favorite season of television ever. Like, I absolutely loved it. And as excited as I am for season 2, because the team behind season 1 was so smart and did everything so perfectly, I hope that carries over into season 2. But just based on what I've heard about the game and the lore and the big characters, it does give me some hesitancy. I hope it's, just turns out to be nothing, but I still have some worries. Especially, I've already said it, but I really hope that the majority of the big name characters of the council die. Because if everyone else but Jace, Mel, and Victor die, then it's just going to seem a bit contrived. So that's my biggest worry. But yeah, I just can't wait. Yeah, that's my video. So anyways, what do you want from Arcane Season 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin,